Welcome everyone to what's probably your final session for the day. This is average affiliate channel stats and KPIs. How do you stack up? Get a nice little bit of a comparison going. I'm Chad Waite. I am the marketing manager for the AvantLink network. I think this is my third or fourth time speaking here, but always a pleasure. Great to see a good group too, especially towards the end of the day. I'm sure everyone's a little bit tired. If you have any questions on anything we talk about, AvantLink's out at booth 4013. You're welcome to talk to me there whenever the expo hall meets up. You're also welcome to tweet to me at @ChadW8, or my email is cwaite@avantlink.com. Always cool to have conversations post presentations like that, so shoot me anything that's on your mind after this. What are we doing here? What are we going to do today? First off, this is going to be hopefully a cool down session, right? It's not going to be the most heavy session. It's not going to be something that's really in-depth or theoretical about practices. It's pretty simple and straightforward. We're going to be looking at some standard KPIs and stats that we see from a network perspective in the affiliate channel. It's basically a way for you to kind of understand where you fall in the spectrum of, performance in the affiliate side of things. And the goal, of course, is to learn the averages and standard KPIs for both affiliates and merchants from the perspective of a network. And as a bonus, there'll be certain things that we see on here that will give some light analysis to, kind of some trends, some changes, and some numbers over the years. You'll see those. So why? Why are we doing this? Sometimes it is nice to know that you're better than the competition. You can kind of boast to your friend or your boss, hopefully, that you're doing better than what networks typically see as average, even though that's a very, very generalized number that we're going to be giving you. Also, when seeing these averages, it's great to be able to get a baseline for setting reasonable goals and expectations. I can't tell you how many times from a network's perspective we see people who are really gung-ho and I want to do 50 sales tomorrow and then 1,000 sales the next day, and they have these crazy projections for what they want to do from revenue. And it's really nice to be able to turn around and say, well, here's what we typically see in terms of performance from a network, and here's what you should probably be striving for, maybe in this time period. So it's always nice to have those standard metrics in mind when you start to plan things. Where are we getting these stats? Like I said, AvantLink is an affiliate network. We're sourcing all the stats that you're going to see from the entire calendar year for 2015. Because we're a network, we have the ability to look at big data, but also summarize that big data into consumable information points for presentations just like this. So that's 3 minutes of preface. You're about to see a lot of numbers in the next slide, so let's get ready to rock and roll here. First, we're going to start with something pretty typical, average order values that we see across the network in 2015 fell at $123.30. That's a nice pair of running shoes or maybe a new purse or something. Average click-through rate, just a titch above 3%. We saw 3.13%. Conversion rates were up a little bit. They just fell shy under 4%, so 3.93% was the average conversion rate across the network, which is pretty decent for the affiliate channel. Now we kind of get interesting. Mobile sales. Mobile is kind of the buzzword du jour. Last year was attribution, so on and so forth. Mobile sales for 2015 were up a tick, coming in at 21.7%. So a little bit more than 1 out of every 5 sales were completed using one of these. And that's a very, very significant number. In fact, here's some little trends for you. 2014, actually that's to say 2013 and then 2014. 2013 was 19.3%. That's a little under 1 in every 5 sales being completed from a mobile device. Last year, where it says 2015, should be 2014, that's 20.4%. So we're seeing these gradual inclines year over year, and it's pretty consistent. What does that mean? Well, by and large, mobile sales will continue to grow and be more and more dominant year over year. I'm sure everybody here is relatively familiar with Google's Mobilegeddon that happened earlier this year. That type of unrelenting focus and consequential side of things, at least for mobile or online retailers, it's going to continue to have them develop sites that meet the needs of mobile consumers. So if you have an MDOT or something responsive, you're going to be much, much better positioned, of course, to convert these customers. And the stats show that. More and more people are starting to buy through mobile devices. It's scary how easy it is sometimes, actually. Average mobile order values. So the AOV for mobile devices is a little bit down from a typical sale that we see. So $113.98. If you recall, the AOV from all devices for the network or for the year in the network was $123. So down about $10. Let's shift gears then. One interesting thing we saw was the average base commission rate across the board. So if I'm an affiliate, what can I reasonably expect to be middle of the road commission here? And that fell in at 6.7%. The low end, we typically saw some retailers offering between 3 and 4%. High end, we saw between 12 and 13. So all mixed in together, that was the average right there. New customer percentage. This is also a very hot topic. 21.5%. So just like mobile sales, a little bit over 1 in 5 came in as new customers. So what does that mean? Most merchants love to see new customers. It's one of the biggest reasons we see a lot of merchants look at going into the affiliate space, either as a new program or putting more money into it. It reinforces, though, a very, very popular idea that the affiliate marketing channel is by and large for new new client acquisition only, rather than really acting as both a new client acquisition channel and a retention channel. There's a lot of debate back and forth between the ability to re-engage new customers or existing customers versus only acquiring new customers, but we still see that by and large, as the percentages show, the affiliate channel is still the best option for re-engaging existing customers. To be able to bring a brand's value add and convert a customer on a story or a proposition or an experience rather than simply just a price point. So new customers for 2015, 21.5%. There's some interesting data around the behaviors of consumers after they click through on a particular link. Specifically, the times from a last click to the actual sale being executed. The majority of those, of course, as you can see here, 78% of those sales usually happen within the first 24 hours. And I didn't put this slide in because I figured I had too many already, but the majority of those sales happen usually within the first 4 to 5 hours. So there is a lot of quick activity on a consumer's part to purchase or to finish a purchase once they've actually clicked on the final affiliate link. Again, vast majority of sales made within the day of referral. Customers are quick to buy than ever before. And affiliate marketing, with these stats, we can turn around and say that affiliate involvement really solidifies a consumer's intent to buy. That's really big because in a day and age where consumers are kind of going all over the place, looking at different options, or becoming very savvy shoppers, how do you actually solidify them to execute and finish that purchase and become a conversion? And the affiliate channel is very good at that. Average time to sale after a click, the second threshold, we look at this between 1 and 7 days. About 8% of sales generally happen within the week following the last click. That means somebody probably needed a paycheck first to get what they wanted. I know I've done that. I'm sure you have too. The next threshold is between the second week and all the way up until the month mark. About 9% of affiliate sales happen after that, and then the rest just follows in, in all the days after that month-long time period. So by and large, the majority of sales happen within the first 24 hours, and that's important to know. For this one, somebody needed 2 paychecks first to get what they wanted. One thing that we find interesting, and there's so much focus on the ability to provide a great base commission rate. That seems to be a merchant's number one focus. Oh, we want to give a really good commission rate if possible, and do what we can to provide the best. But we looked into some of the stats and found out that a pretty significant portion, on average, of an affiliate's revenue is made up not of just base commissions, but things like bonus and performance thresholds and getting rewarded for hitting those thresholds. So the split between this, of course, is that for every dollar, on average, that an affiliate will make, 93 cents of that dollar comes from their base commission rate. Rewards for getting the sales or for sending sales over to the merchant. On the other hand, the other 7% is sourced from those bonuses and those incentives. Incentives in this case, from the data that we were looking at, is sourced from things like commission raises. So you hit a threshold, your commission gets bumped up 2 more %. We don't consider that base commission, we consider that a bonus. And as you can see, almost a tenth of the revenue is coming from these additional sources of revenue for the affiliates and the sales that they typically send over. So it's pretty important to know that this is at least for the larger affiliates. It was a little bit skewed, and this doesn't tell the full story in the sense that this number becomes more off-balanced when you have an affiliate that's a much larger power player. They send a lot more traffic, where maybe your run-of-the-mill blogger or something who maybe sends over a couple sales a month won't really benefit from this because they can't necessarily hit those performance thresholds and tiers that you see typically associated with commission raises for sending over X amount of sales. High-value affiliates, incentives like performance and bonuses, sales thresholds, commission increases, and other monetary perks make up a very large portion. This stuff should not be ignored. A lot of affiliates, when looking at programs to work with, if there's 2 merchants, all else equal, they'll look at these extra thresholds. Do not underestimate the importance of providing those. Let's dive into some tool metrics here. This is interesting because this kind of defies conventional logic. Since the dawn of affiliate marketing, the quintessential tools have always been text ad and banner ads. That's what people by and large associate with affiliate marketing. On our network, we typically see banner ads represent about 12% of sales. So 1 in every 10 sales is sourced from some sort of banner collateral, which is much lower than most people tend to expect. Text ads also make up for 38%, and those 2 numbers combined are conveniently representative of about half the affiliate sales that are out there. These 2 dominant promotion types are clearly starting to decline. This is a smaller number than it was even 3 or 4 years ago, representing only, of course, about half the affiliate sales that are made. That means that non-banner ad types are representing the other half. And these could be things that are product specific, so widgets, storefronts, whatever it may be. It's generally a lot more granular in the actual promotion type. It's not big generalized branding like a banner ad, but it's more specific to the actual product or a category or the brand that's actually being sold by the company. Chief among which are custom, as we call them, or deep links, as they're better known. These make up about 37% of affiliate sales. So over 1 in 3 affiliate sales are sourced from deep linking. And this shouldn't really come to a surprise to most people because the ability of an affiliate to integrate custom links in with the content almost make it, I hesitate to use the word native advertising, but I have it up here as content enhancements, right? The advertising's way more integrated in with the content. It feels more natural. And if I'm talking about XYZ shoe, and I can link out to that exact shoe instead of providing simply a banner ad that has high-level branding, well, of course you're going to see conversion or sales rates that are 1 in 3. It's very powerful. And we're starting to see as a trend more and more migration of affiliates starting to use more dynamic, granular, specific tools that are product level and brand level and category level rather than generalized banner ads that are pretty typical and you lose a lot of the customers in the process of sending them to the merchant site through a banner ad and having them try to find what they actually want. Here's some more fun stats. Average number of programs an affiliate will join, about 10. It's a 9.5 specifically, but for sake of conversation, we're going to call this 10 right now. This is important because as a program manager, if you're an agency or a merchant, be aware that your competition is pretty stiff with affiliates. There is always going to be an alternative that they want to work with. 10 programs is not a minor amount. Average affiliates in a program is about 269. Now, this number is likely skewed as AvantLink has lower numbers, more of a quality over quantity thing, so this probably isn't representative of more of a wide-scale industry number, but it's important for this conversation because of this stat right here. The average percentage of a program's affiliates with 1 or more sales in 2015 was 10%. Now think about that for a minute. That correlates very heavily with the average of affiliates joining 10 affiliate programs or so, a little bit under. Often affiliates of those 10 programs will choose maybe 1 or 2 to actively represent and focus their energy on. So if you want to capture that 10% of sales, if you want to make sure that your affiliates are engaged and actually driving, you need to be doing the best management that you possibly can. It's not rocket science. Make sure you're actively communicating with them, doing everything that you need to do to put your competition above, or your program rather, above the competition, because there are alternatives, and affiliates will always go for what's best. I mentioned communication, email rates. What we see on the network from a merchant put together email to their affiliates, we typically see about a 22.1% open rate. That's run of the mill right there, nothing to scream from the rooftops about. Average number of sales with multiple affiliate referrals involved. This goes into the deep, dark world of attribution. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, but it's 16%, roughly about 1 in every 6 sales has multiple affiliate referrals. Just know that affiliates in the next probably 4 or 5 years are going to start to demand that commission splits be in place and start to award every single affiliate that's involved in a sales cycle. The last couple of years, I've actually done sessions on dynamic commission splitting and attribution as it applies directly to the affiliate channel. And we're at the kind of the beginning of a major paradigm shift in the affiliate space. So attribution is a huge topic, and just know that we see a lot of sales that have multiple affiliate referrals in it. Everybody wants to be rewarded. Everybody wants to keep being compensated for their work and sending those referrals. If you want to talk to me more about this, let's chat after, but I won't get too much into depth here when it comes to attribution. Where's EPC? The affiliate industry lacks universal definition. I'm going to avoid an EPC rant here and even really go into defining it. But just for fun, let's take a look at how some of these stats differ during the prime time of fourth quarter here, Q4. What I'm defining as prime time is about the second week in November all the way up until Christmas Day with digital gift cards. AOVs across the board were up about 5%. Again, the typical average was $123.30. They were just shy of $130 during this about month-long period here. Click-through rate during prime time, 3.75%, so up about 20%. This was the killer one, though. Conversion rates skyrocketed. They were up almost 50%, going up to just a little bit under 6%. So that's an amazing conversion rates. And this was pretty ubiquitous across the board. Every single merchant just tended to skyrocket, and affiliates were, of course, making some big bucks from this. Mobile sales were even up, slightly, but up nonetheless, from 21.7% to 24.5%. And then the final stat that we'll look at for prime time, the affiliate revenue makeup shifted relatively significantly, considering what this 2% actually represented in dollar value. 91% of an affiliate's revenue now came from base commissions, and 9% of it came from bonuses and incentives. So there was a 2% shift there, which represented a 29% increase from what we saw before. So that's it. Lightweight session here. Hopefully that was worth your time, beneficial. That's what the affiliate industry is looking like through the eyes of a network. Again, my name was Chad Waite. If you have any questions, feel free to talk. And if you don't catch me now, AvantLink is out at booth 4013. I'll be happy to answer any questions then. Thank you.